Welcome back to Division 4 FIDE Online Olympiad. We will currently cover the pool D and E of this division. So I guess it will be the last round of pool D and then 3 more rounds of pool E. Yeah, so what you were telling me something, Roland. What
Yeah,
happened in the last round when we were not here?
yeah. So something big happened in Pool D. There was a big match in Pool D between two of the leaders. Those are Palestina and Suriname. And Suriname actually beat Palestina big time with 5.5 half. So yeah, that pushed Palestina out of the top three. And now Palestina is struggling to come back. And yeah, the competition is pretty fierce. Angola is still going great. And yeah, actually, we should just show the standings, I believe, to show everybody what's going on in that pool so far.
Sure. Here we have the standings, and yeah, after this important win of Suriname is at the second place with Puerto Rico, and Palestine is out. Uh, Clearly, there are still 4 rounds to go for the Pool D, so there
Mhm.
is still a chance, but at the moment, will not be the team that would qualify to next division. Instead, Angola, Suriname, and Puerto Rico are the first three teams in the current standings.
Yeah, exactly. And we have another exciting match actually, and that
Yes.
is in this round. This round, the teams Puerto Rico and Angola are going to play against each other.
Oh,
So
so
that's
first and
number one.
second.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a great news because first and second, yeah, the team at the first and second place are going to face each other. It means that again the standings might shake. So yeah, we are here ready to follow, I guess. Well, it is the round to follow, no?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're definitely going to take a look at that, of course. But before, yeah, we just had a big break, so maybe for the people that weren't here before in the afternoon and in the morning, we should take, yeah, briefly go over what the format is of this whole tournament, so that we can update everyone on that.
Yes, sure. We are the FIDE Online Olympiad 2020. This year, the official Olympian OTB took not place, but there is this new edition of Online Olympiad, and 163 teams took place, so it involved over 1,500 players. The format is quite particular because it's not an open tournament, but teams are split into 5 divisions according to strength and further divided into pools within those divisions based on time zone and strength. Another very nice feature is the best feature, the favorite feature of Roland, and is that each team features 2 open boards, 2 women's boards, 1 junior male board, and 1 junior female board. What is happening inside this pool? Because we said that there are 5 division. Division 5 we got last week. Then we have division 4, division 4. We are currently in division 4. Next weekend we are going to have division 3, and then we are going to have division 2, and then the top division where already a lot of big names, big teams are seeded, and at the end there will be the second stage where they are going to face the qualified team. They are going to face each other in a knockout event. So
Yeah.
so yes, um, I guess that I said basically everything, just the time control, and yeah, maybe do you want to spend a few words about the time control? How many teams? Um,
Yeah, of course. The time control is 50 minutes for the whole game and 5 seconds increment per move. So that means that, yeah, it's more or less a rapid game, and we will see, yeah, that we have actually also got some time scrambles before. So that would mean that, but okay, it's a rapid game, so time scrambles are not that much compared to, for example, Blitz, but they do, yeah, could be in time trouble at some point, of course. We've actually already seen a lot of time scrambles, didn't we, Alice?
Yes, we saw really, really, really a lot, and some game end up in, yeah, yeah, where catastrophe. One player was completely winning, and then just time went to 0-0-0. Some disconnection in completely winning position. Yeah, already we saw something crazy, but yeah, I guess the
Yeah.
more fun is still gotta still come because we are ready to start for with the last round of the day of Pool D, and then we will go on off with the Pool E. I
Yeah,
guess we have the
exactly.
game already.
All right, that's perfect. So now we can dive right into those games.
Yes.
Yeah. So in the meantime, the other matches, of course, are also quite important. Haiti versus the Netherlands on Tills is also a match to keep an eye out on for the results, especially because those two are still in the race as well. And of course, Palestina, Liberia. Let's see if Palestina can bounce back, and let's see if Suriname against Senegal. Let's see if Suriname can keep their good streak going. All right.
Yes. Yes. So we actually don't did the game between Puerto Rico and Angola. The games didn't start yet, but we are going to have them soon. So yeah, let's see if they started now. Yes, now they should. Now they should. Yes, they are here. Yes, yes.
We got them, everybody. We're now going to take a look at the games. Woohoo!
Yes, woohoo! So here we are. First board. Mark Machin is going to face Sergio Miguel from Angola, an international master against a FIDE master. What about the official rating, Roland?
Yeah, so this is something we stress every time after a break because the ratings that you see right now are actually the chess.com ratings, and we are going to provide you with the reviewer ratings. Yeah, so I'll keep you updated on that. So keep in mind, the white player from Puerto Rico has a rating of 2323, while the player from Angola has a rating of 2179. So it's about a 150 rating difference in favor of the player from Puerto Rico.
Yeah, true. And here is the current position. The opening was a Catalan starting with c4. And Black choose a very solid setup. Is now playing b6, probably with the idea
Yeah.
of bishop b7. And also White is probably going to put the bishop on b2. And yeah, White has the idea maybe to play e4. Sometimes also knight to e5. It seems like a normal position, no?
Yeah, not much going on right now. Bishop a6, sometimes interesting as well to try and force white to exchange on d5, which is usually better for a good exchange for black. So that is why white plays knight d2. But yeah, we're still at the start of everything. White wants to play e4, like you said, at some point. There are ways to counter that for black as well. So yeah, I guess white should be slightly better, but it's not too much for now. We're still in the opening phase.
Yes, yes, here we are. And so let's move to the second board. Like this we. Okay, I have to show something because happened so fast. Yeah, is we have already a mate here. Is actually
Oh,
another match, but I could not resist by from showing that.
okay. Oh boy, that hurts.
Yes, 15 moves was pretty fast. Was the typical actually. Oh, one of the way where I was winning so many games when I was young. Yeah, doing this and then just make free the diagonal for the queen somehow, and Yeah, the queen
Yeah,
is coming.
the queen is coming. Not winter is coming, but the queen is coming, everybody. Yeah, so yeah, that is an amazing start, of course. That was actually the last board of the match between Ghana and Togo. So
Uh-huh.
good
Okay.
start for Togo, who was the white player. So
Yes, sure. To winning 15 moves is always a pleasure. But now we are at the second word. We want to go on with the match we are going to follow Puerto Rico against Angola. And this should be the second word where white is an international master David Silva against Diego Cillaruelo.
all right, and let me keep you updated on the ratings. So yeah, this is his board too. International master David Silva from Angola with the white pieces has a rating of 2321. And his opponent with the black pieces of Puerto Rico has a rating of 2119. So in this case, a 200 rating difference in favor of Angola this time.
Mm-hmm. And this time the opening was the pan of attack of the Caro-Kann. And
Mhm.
so this is a very typical position after it, where white has the isolated pawn on d4, and mostly I always was told that to have the fianchetto on the king side is always a good way to face the Isolani, because the black white has less attack to less chance to attack the king side.
Yeah, as well. The bishop is also eyeing the pawn on b2 at some point, so that if white is ever going to play d5, then white needs to be careful of the b2 pawn, which is being eyed by the bishop on g7. So yeah, I like black's position so far. I totally agree with you. I played the pawn of myself with white, and this fianchetto is very hard to deal with. Yeah, of course, the pawn has a rich history. Is when Garry Kasparov was still active, he was playing this opening very often, very aggressively. And nowadays, the Panov is not being played that often anymore because black players more or less knew how to deal with it. And yeah, this fianchetto setup is one of the biggest reasons why. Queen b6, not a big fan though, because yeah, after bishop b3, the queen has to go, yeah, somewhere else. But where does the queen go?
Yeah, maybe back to c7, but not really good there.
No, yeah, the queen on c7 is, yeah, I mean, it's in the firing line of the rook on c1,
Yeah.
so not exactly ideal. Maybe it's still okay. Maybe queen a5 is also okay. Maybe it's okay, but I would have maybe tried something else instead of queen b6.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. Yeah, it's not so easy to find here a place for the queen, because seems like it's time to move the queen, as maybe the rook wants to go to d8. Maybe directly queen a5. But what
Could
is
be.
doing the queen on a5?
Preparing b4,
Yeah, maybe.
perhaps. I actually like just a move like knight e7 or maybe a move like b4 at some point. Yeah, just to because the knight on c6 actually would like to occupy a white square, so actually a move like knight a5 looks pretty good. Yeah,
Like knight?
knight a5 so that the knight can jump to c4 perhaps,
Uh-huh.
or knight e7 so that the knight can jump to d5 at some point. Yeah, or b4 so that the knight can jump from b4 to d5. I want that knight to move somewhere. It's not ideally placed at c6, I believe.
Yeah, that's true, that's true. This knight can go somewhere else. And probably, yes, something like b4 or knight d7. I really like to bring the knight to d5, because in that case you're also free to move the queen to b6, rook to d1, and you could really find an ideal place for all your pieces.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's usually how you play positions like this with an isolated pawn. You want to make use of the square in front of the isolated pawn. So Yeah, to occupy that by a knight would be perfect, and or otherwise just let your pieces aim for it. So if the knight moves, then the bishop is eyeing the d5 square. That's more or less perfect.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but okay, we're still at the opening stage, more or less. The queen has actually returned to d8.
Yes. Yeah, it
So
was
what?
very nice to
Uh,
visit the B6 square, but then she went back home
yeah.
because it's too warm outside today. So time to move to another game. So here should be the first female board. And here with the white pieces we have a FIDE master. So Miss Daneta Vasquez against the Women International Master Esperanza Calcita.
Yeah, this is indeed board 3. Update on the ratings. The white player has a rating of 2014, FIDE Master, and she is playing against Esperanza, like you said, and she has a rating of 1837. So almost a 200 rating difference in favor of the player of Puerto Rico, the white player.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
Yeah.
bishop takes a6? Isn't that possible right now?
Oh, bishop take a6, yeah, because bishop take f6 would be a very nice checkmate on a8. So it seems like, yeah, that pawn is hanging. Let's see if white is going to take that. Yes,
Yeah.
bishop take a6 is on the board. So is white already winning here?
Well, not winning yet. There's no further breakthrough, but white's definitely on top. Yeah, 6 pawns versus 7 for white, so it's looking pretty good.
Yep. And maybe, oh yeah, there are many ideas for white, something like b4. Okay, now black
Yeah,
wants to
good move.
change queen, which is smart, probably.
You have to do that. I think you could try and do the risky move queen e2, but I'm not too sure if that's a good idea. I would just exchange and say
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm a piece up, I'm a pawn up, so I'm
Yeah,
gonna
and bishop e2
have to
I
go
like
with
it is a
it.
nice way to change because it's better to play when the pawn is on e6 than on d5 because this gives white more chance on the king side, so white can push more pawns there.
Yeah, push some pawns. Play knight h5 is also an interesting move, or knight e4. Yeah, white's just going to enjoy the extra pawn up. Right now, I think white should play rook e2 simply,
Yeah,
protecting
rook e2.
everything, and then just play things positionally. Just knight h5, knight e4, bishop e4, bishop d3 or something. Yeah, just a solid pawn up for
Yes,
white.
white is doing great. Also an idea like rook e2, rook a1, b3 and start to push all those pawns
Could also be good.
could
Yeah.
also be an idea. Alright, let's move to the second women board, and here we are. Um, Here we have a Women FM and Nasia Jr. against the Women International Master Natasha Morales. And what about this, the rating of them?
Yeah, the rating is more or less the same between the two. Both players have around 1750 rating.
Mm-hmm. And about the position?
Black's better. Yeah. Why? Because the black has the bishop pair. It's a kind of an open position. Black also has slightly better pawn structure here. Um, yeah, that's it. It's nothing concrete yet, but I would definitely pick black here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the only problem is this bishop that is not doing too much at the moment and also quite, yeah, but in the future, maybe after f6, e5, a potential break at the center could.
Or otherwise, bishop d7 and c5 looks like a good idea. Try to open up the dark squares for the dark squared bishop. That is more or less the goal here, I believe. So,
Uh-huh.
yeah, bishop d7 and c5, and yeah, open up some diagonals. Looks
Yes,
good.
I agree. So white is doing good here. Just to mention the opening, this was the French with knight c6, c3, knight f6, bishop g5, and this is the McCatchen variation.
Yeah.
And where white played this opening that is a bit
Oh,
unusual because mostly white retreats the bishop to e3, d2, or c1 even.
yeah, you could also put a bishop on h4. That's also a variation, I believe. But yeah, you're right. E takes f6 is not the most common move here.
Yeah.
And I think after e takes f6, black is absolutely fine. Yeah, so let's see how that went.
Yeah, exactly like this is the way to play with black, and then you will capture back the pawn on g7, and yeah, black is doing fine here.
Yeah, nice pawn structure. This castle long at some point. Yeah, yeah,
All
it's
right.
just a bit better for black now.
So okay, black played bishop e8. Probably the idea is similar to play c5, but
Hmm.
also maybe f6 might activate a bishop on the other.
Yeah, also good idea. Maybe it's just to protect the f7 pawn so that the rook on g7 can move at some point.
Mm-hmm.
For example, yeah, okay, it's yeah, it doesn't really matter. Bishop d7 or bishop e8 both are about equally strong.
Let's see if c5 will happen.
I would
Um,
like five, yeah.
yeah, but before let's move to another board that should be the junior male board.
All right, that's my cue. Let's see what their ratings are. Do, 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 do. So Carlos Rodriguez has a rating of 1389, and his opponent Amaro has a rating of 2039. So
Wow.
clearly the favorite is the player from Angola, the strongest fifth board in this pool.
Yeah, that's impressive. And yeah, from
Oh,
about this position, it was a Sicilian, a close Sicilian, and we also can recognize it from the pawn structure here.
mm,
Um, yeah, currently black is attacking the c2 pawn, and the only way that I see to protect it is with knight e1, which would mean that white is very passive at the moment.
yeah, I think that black is already clearly better. The pawn on c2 will fall, the knight can go to e3. It's afterwards. White still is a long way from an attack on the king side. Maybe f5 is an idea, but then the king is still very exposed. It's white should not have enough pieces in the attack to
Mhm.
get something going there. Knight
And
e1 is actually a good good thing. Yeah, I missed that one.
yes, is protecting the pawn, but
Yeah.
still the knight is extremely passive there. I don't know if there could be an idea related to queen h6 and bishop h4, or maybe it's not even needed to go to take the pawn because the knight
Mhm.
did the knight okay from d5. Okay, because I3 no might be the next move for white.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Maybe white black's plan was to play c4, but I'm not too sure if that works for black. So yeah, I'm curious to see what black's follow-up is. Black's position is more or less okay. Not too big of a fan of queen h6 because there's a bishop on c1. So maybe a move like
Yeah,
f5
I
would be
agree.
very dangerous. So
Yeah, definitely.
but I would actually think maybe just a move like h5 afterwards.
We have bishop c4, a3, and knight d5.
Okay. Yeah, good enough. Um, like I said, white's still a long way from an attack. So, by the way, I wanted to mention something. Mr. Amaro from Angola actually is on 100% score still. He has 5 out of 5.
Ooh,
Yeah, so he is one of the strongholders from Angola. He's doing pretty well.
the front man.
A front man, yes.
Alright, so let's see if is going also to do something. Yeah, what could be a plan for black?
Well, I was considering h5 to try and attack the g4 pawn a little bit. You don't want to move that pawn because then if you move that pawn, then f5 break will be impossible, and you white needs to push f5 at some point, I believe. So rook f7 also not a bad move either. I'm wondering about knight h4 ideas a little bit, but I think black should be very, very okay here, especially because the bishop on c6. if white ever overpushes, then white is gonna be in deep trouble on the light squares there. So yeah, I definitely think that black should be better here. Actually, I take back my h5 idea because if h5 is going to be on the board, then after g5, knight h4 would be a big move for.
Okay,
After h5,
Mm-hmm.
then g5 would be.
Okay, it's white to move. That's
It's
why.
white to move, so. Yeah, so let's say bishop d2, h5, g5, and now knight h4 looks pretty dangerous actually. So not too sure if that's a good idea for black.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, knight h4 with idea that if queen a7, g6. So
Exactly. Yep.
might be very dangerous. So let's see here what will happen. Okay, maybe time to move to the last board of the match. That is the women junior board. Here we have with the white pieces Clara Ricius, and with the with the white pieces we have Gemina Paolo, and with the black pieces we have Chara Ricius. And what about the ratings, and what about the position here?
Yeah, so the ratings are 1417 for the black player from Puerto Rico and 1599 the rating for the Angolan player with the white pieces. What about the position? So okay, that's about 180, exactly 182 point difference for in favor of Angola. About the position, white's winning. Yeah.
Yeah, because white has two pieces for a rook, plus at least one pawn, yeah. And okay, those pawns are so strong at the center. Also c7 might fall, and c7 might fall. It means that also b6 might fall, and probably also a5 might fall. So yeah, the position is really
Yep.
yes.
It's looking very, very good for white. White's a pawn up and an exchange, a minor exchange, I have to say. But yeah, bishop takes e7, big threat. Black has to play rook e7, but then d4, like you said, is still winning the c7 pawn. So
Yeah.
yeah, this is over.
Okay, there is a trick here. d2 is attacked. I don't even know if it's really
Just d. Oh no,
so
d4 is
dangerous.
not possible. So knight d3.
Why is
Knight
d4 not possible? Because the pawn is pinned, so you lose that
Yeah.
pawn.
So just knight d3 looks good.
Yeah. Knight d3 or d3. Yeah.
Or knight f3. D3 I like a little less because you still give black the option to play knight d4. But yeah, it's good enough. I don't think white will lose any of its advantage. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate because after knight d4, king goes, then knight takes b5 is winning a pawn for black. So yeah, no, I would have played probably knight f3. Knight f3 would have been good because it stopped the knight from ever going to d4.
Yeah, I agree. So this position is still in advantage for Angola, seems like at least. Yeah, knight d4 is here will make stuff a bit more complex, but still white will be doing well. For example, king f1, knight take here, a4, and then c6, c7 will fall, also this and that, and everything.
Yeah, I would even consider giving another exchange with rook takes d4. Rook takes d4 and then bishop takes d7. But yeah, this position is in any way this is a lot better for white. And now after knight takes knight takes f5, g takes f5, white will win the c7 pawn, and it should be more or less. Yeah, this is definitely winning for white.
Yes. So let's move again to board one. Let's see what is what is happening here.
Oh, this looks yeah, winning for black. Okay. Yeah, it's
Why winning for black?
well, black has more pawns, has an exchange of has the more active pieces, it seems. The knight cannot be trapped, I feel like. No, it cannot be trapped. It can simply be defended by the rook on e8. maybe bishop takes d5 is an idea. And after king h8, then no, black should be absolutely better here. Black is at the moment 3 pawns up and an exchange, so yeah,
Already
this should
material is more than enough, and also the position, there is nothing for white, sorry. White has a rook on d2, on a2 that is not doing anything. Also his pieces are not particularly active, there are no chances against the king, so there is definitely no compensation. And yeah. The material is material, no?
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, this was board 1, where actually Puerto Rico has the more rating on the board. So if Sergio Miguel would win this, then that would be an upset. Yeah. I wanted to say something about that. Yeah, the Angola, the board 2 and name. Well, wait.
Yes, the
No,
board.
never mind. I was confused there. Was about the Puerto Rico players. Yes, board 2 and board 3 of Puerto Rico have both 5 out of 5. Yeah, so
Wow.
those two boards are performing extremely well for Puerto Rico.
So let's see what will happen, because here it seems like white, so Angola, has one extra piece for 2 pawns. So I guess that here black is risking to lose not just the game but also this perfect score.
Yeah, exactly. So the black player has 100% score so far. Am I mistaken? What's the other one? I'm a little confused here. Let's see. No, it's true. Yeah, the black player from Puerto Rico has 100% score, but looks like that will be not 100% score anymore after this game.
Yes, I think that might be some chance for a draw here, because still I don't see I mean, I think that the way to go here should be to win the somehow to attack f7.
Yeah.
But I don't see a clear way to go for it.
Yeah, black is extremely solid with all pawns on the white colors. Bishop d8 is interesting. I think black has to exchange that or play rook d2. No, not rook d2. I'm sorry. No, bishop takes d8, rook takes d8, king g7.
Yes, and it's not so easy actually, this position. I mean, for sure white has a lot of chances to win here, because black cannot try to push pawns here, because we'll just create some weaknesses. So I think most probably black, after something like bishop take, rook g7, will just move somewhere around, maybe not to d2, the rook, and and wait for white.
Maybe just keep the rook on the 7th rank so that white cannot anyhow try to win the f-pawn. It could be an idea for white to try and trade the rooks. But on the other hand, also what's important here is that the white bishop has the wrong color. So if the h-pawn is ever the only pawn available for white, then exchanging rooks would be a draw. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is not easy for sure to win. But yeah. We have a result, and he's on the last board as we expected. White won here. Amazing position. So we have 1 point for Angola.
Yeah, Angola doing well here.
Yeah. Okay, let's move to the junior board. The junior board. Yeah, this was the close Sicilian, where we thought that black was doing great, no?
Yeah, I thought so too. And yeah, this is the board with the most rating difference. The player from Angola with the black pieces actually has by far the highest rating here, with a 7 or 650 rating difference in favor of the Angolan player. So, but yeah, this is not looking too hot. Rook h8 incoming, already a piece down for white.
And the rook on a8 is also hanging. So
Wow,
I
how
guess
did
it's
this go?
terrible.
I'm curious to see how this went. So yeah, this position was perfectly okay for black. Black has the nice bishop pair, but okay, let's see what happens.
So bishop e3, bishop take, no, sorry, knight e3, bishop take e3, d take e3, and rook h2. And here white,
Okay.
black played c4.
Okay, knight d4, I suppose. Oh, b4. Okay.
b4, c take d3, c take d3, and queen take d3.
Still looking okay for black, I think. g5.
g4 or g5, yes. And here might be the problem. Bishop take g5, knight take g5, h take g5, queen h3, and rook f8.
Oh, king f8 loses to queen takes e6. That is the problem. Wait, so what should black have done there instead of king f8? Maybe a
Maybe
move
rook
like,
somewhere.
yeah, exactly, rook f5 or something. Yeah, rook f5 looks perfectly okay for black still. Yeah, so covering the e6 pawn, so queen takes e6 is not possible. And the yeah, like you're indicating now, the a8 rook is protected. So yeah, this should be perfectly fine by black. So yeah, king f8 seems to be the losing move of the queen takes e6. Well, it can change in a heartbeat, yeah.
Yes, exactly. Oh!
Oh, wait. It's mate?
It's mate.
Mate. No, it's not yet mate. Is
Isn't
it though?
king g8 and then king rook h?
After king g8, but it still has queen e8. Check.
Ah, but I have 3.
F3 is perfect. Yeah, perfect. Okay.
Oh no, I can't believe this happened.
Oh boy. Oh, so
Oh, and
just
timeout for white.
yeah, well done. Well, okay, not well done, but it worked out for black. So yeah, from a winning position to a losing position, and then back again to a winning position for black. All right. Yeah. So black won. Angola has a
Yes.
point.
Alright, so Angola is doing great here.
Yep.
And yeah. Let's go to, this was the second women board. Ah no. Oh yeah. Yes, the second women board. Yeah, where we had this end game where black was doing great, and now actually the pawn is promoting, no? So should be good here.
Let's see. I think the king is too close. Yeah, white still has a long way to go to the eighth rank. Yeah, the
Yeah, the
king is
king
close
is
enough.
already there, so
Yeah, it's over. This is winning for black. If the king was maybe on h2 or something, maybe even a little bit closer, then white would be okay. But here the king is way too close. Yeah, just a4, then rook h8, rook h3. That should be over.
yeah.
Okay, so this is a victory for Puerto Rico. It's a tight match, I think.
Yes, because Angola won. You can use your hands, and okay, Angola won on the last board, and again Angola won on the fifth board. Here we will have a victory of black, so Puerto Rico, yes. And here is still a fight, so let's not consider it. Here is also still a fight, so let's not consider it. But let's go to the current position that is here. And
a fight.
here, well, here we might consider already a victory for
For black, that would be Angola once again, so that would mean 3-1 should be the result here.
yes, so
Consider this a win for black.
yeah, it means that Angola has a really great chance to win.
Yeah, looking good for Angola, and yeah. Let's see which games are still going on. Yeah, this is looking well. White is still pressing, of course. Black decided not to wait, but push the pawns.
I think this is the wrong strategy. I know that is hard, but the king is so near now to the pawns.
Maybe it's still okay. Maybe it's still okay. The king on f2 is cut off. Rook e3, very nice, because if not, then bishop f3 would be coming, and the
So
rook
now
is...
bishop g4 and rook f5.
Yeah, you're right. White will win a pawn.
And okay, I think the pawn is enough. Okay, rook f5. That's the way to go.
If black can... No, this is winning for white.
Yeah, because also to give a check, white has even bishop e2 and f3 is not working. So
yeah, this is over. This is winning for white. So that is once again the Angolan player. Yeah. So that means that it's looking like a 4-0 result so far. 4-1.
4-1. 4-1. Okay, bishop e2.
Yep. Anything king g1 was also fine. Yeah,
yes.
G takes. E takes, king takes, or rook takes. Rook takes, maybe safest. Yeah, it should be winning. White should be able to collect the h-pawn. We saw this in another endgame as well. Just rook f8.
With a dramatic end.
Yeah, with the dramatic end, indeed. Yeah, with position, but then a draw. Yeah. Any case, this looks completely winning for white. Full piece up, rook f5, rook f4, and it's over.
Yes, exactly.
Rook f4. Nice. Are we going to see a stalemate here, Alessia? What do you think?
Oh, the same mistake twice? I don't know. I mean, it's not the same player, so everything is possible. No, but I think not here is even easier because the king is cut off. So, yeah, white can just push the pawn without any problem. I think it's easier even here.
Yeah, I think so too. Should not be a stalemate.
Yes, and also white is an international master, and okay, so
Yeah,
he will do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, but that means that Diego is not anymore 100%, so he will definitely be upset.
Yeah, and we're sorry. But what about, you said that second and third board were at 100%.
Yeah, so the first board of the women of Puerto Rico still has 100% score.
Yeah, because she won. So yeah, but
She
she's
won?
one of the highest rated player on this pool, no?
Let me check. White won. Let me give me a few seconds. Yeah, actually she is. Yeah, she's one of the highest rated on board free. Let me check. Yeah, she is the highest rated player on board free. Yeah.
With a rating of
2014.
2014. All right.
Yep. Yeah, that needs carrying the team of Puerto Rico, but I don't think it's enough this time, because if white wins here, then it's a 4-0 advantage for 4-1 advantage for Angola. So they won.
Yes, and now, okay, still, white should be careful, no?
A little bit. Just yeah, just don't stalemate. Actually, also don't trade the rooks. Yeah, I don't know. An easy idea would just be bishop f5, rook b8, and yeah, try to... Well, it's not that easy though. Yeah, you cannot trade the rook, so that's pretty annoying. Maybe rook g7 now? Yeah, perfect. Rook takes is mate. If the rook moves, then rook h7 and bishop e6.
Ooh, wow, amazing.
Yeah. But here,
not yet.
rook e8, nice move. Threatening stalemate tricks. Okay, king g8. Where's the rook gonna go? Rook f8.
Oh,
king
and
goes. Rook takes f5 with stalemate. Oh my god, it happened again. Rook takes a 5. Rook takes a 5.
Take that through. Okay.
And rook g7 is king h8 stalemate. Oh, dang it. Oh, dang it.
I can't believe
Nice.
that.
Nice. Still, it's good enough for Angola to win the match, but of course, White would have definitely.
But let's try to find a way to win here, a clear way to win here.
Okay, I would say start with. It's white to move. No, it's black to move. Let's see.
Because here now.
Yeah, the rook needs to go back. Rook f7, for example. Let's start with that.
Yeah, rook f7.
Yeah, rook g8 back, king f6. Rook has to go, let's say, to a8, if so, for example. And now maybe, well, it's not that easy actually. Yeah, because the hard thing here is that you cannot trade rooks here. It's actually quite hard. How do you win this?
Is maybe connected to put a bishop. I don't know. Okay, let's go back.
It's too hard. Okay, chat, we need some help. Does anybody know how to win a position like this? I got a question. How do you say dolatore in English? I think it's called a crazy rook, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Is that true, Alessia? How do you call a rook that can never be taken?
In English?
In English, yeah.
How do you call it? How did you say?
A crazy rook.
Crazy rook.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that. Untouchable.
Let's see. I'm still trying to think. Okay, one idea would be to put a bishop on the 8th rank, actually.
Yeah. And then try to give mate, no?
Yeah, exactly. And
oops, sorry.
Oops. It's okay.
So for example, here, no?
Yeah, so bishop f5, rook b8, and maybe a move like bishop d7, for example. Okay, so for example, in this position, when you play, instead of rook a7, let's play rook e7.
Okay.
Yeah, and my idea is, for example, after rook g8, check to play bishop g6. And if the rook moves back, for example, to b8, then I want to play a move like bishop e8.
Okay, so let's go to c8.
Yeah, so bishop e8. And if rook c5, then king g6. If rook goes back, then now you have bishop d7. Now king f6. No, let's play bishop g4. Now king h5. King g6.
Okay, and this is winning now.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the rook off of the 8th rank, more or less, and then try to maneuver my bishop to get the rook to a bad square. You see
so
such
let's say that I play rook b8.
Yeah, rook b8 looks normal. Then I guess I could play a move like bishop c6.
And what's that?
But now you play rook g8 again. Wait, I need to be a bit more careful.
It's mate in 20, just for your information.
Well, that's great information. Now I need to figure out how. Wait, let's not play bishop c6. Just go back. Just go back one move.
1 second. Yeah, now it's mate in 9.
Exactly. So here there should be something simple. Maybe just let's see. Wow, this is so hard. How to continue? Rook e6? Nah. Ay. How difficult. Okay, rook e6. Let's try rook e6. Probably king h7 then. Yeah, no, that's not good either. Yeah. What? How difficult is this? Um. Hmm. Hmm.
No, it's incredible. It's incredible. Okay, let me try to see what the engine says. Okay, it says bishop f7.
Of course, bishop f7. No, I have no idea why. You want to play bishop e6, I suppose?
Okay, play with black.
Okay, I play rook d8, rook c8.
And I play bishop d5. This is the only move that wins.
Oh my god, I knew this was hard. Rook d8, I suppose. And then
Yes.
king g6. Then
King
king.
g6.
Yeah. Endgames are so hard sometimes, you know? But yeah, okay, so the idea is simply to put the bishop on g8, on the g8 h7 diagonal, and then you play rook h7 mate. All right. Enough about this endgame. Very interesting.
Yeah, it was very interesting. Actually, we completely forgot about checking other games, but we just went into. But this was so educational and interesting for everyone. So, yeah, what we can, I mean, at the end of this let's say of this game, we understood, I guess, two important stuff about this end game. First of all, it's much easier to win if the square is the same of the bishop, because you can at any moment change rook, so it's much easier. And second, that actually also with the wrong color should be winning, but it's very hard, so you gotta really be precise.
Yeah. And okay, we did find, well, not we, the computer found a nice maneuver, which is very hard to think of over the board, I would say, especially in with time trouble. So yeah, I had a hard time as well. This idea with bishop f7 and bishop e6 was a nice one. It's one to remember. I'll keep this in mind for my Endgame Tuesday streams. Yeah, it's a very interesting endgame.
Yeah, it's very interesting, really cool. And so, okay, let's close, guys, with pool D, because then we are going to focus just on pool E. So here we have all the results updating. Netherlands won against Haiti 4.5 to 1.5. Suriname won against Senegal 3.5 to 2.5. Actually, it was a close match. And Palestine won against Liberia, also very tight. And Ghana won 4-2 against Togo. And Angola against Puerto Rico won 3.5. And this was the last draw.
Yes.
So
yeah, a very great victory for Angola. They are fortifying their first position in the standings, and yeah, are prone to go through to the next division. But of course, still 3 rounds to go. Let's quickly take a look at the standings, I suppose.
yes, here we have the standings. Angola, Suriname, and Palestine are in the first 3 place. Actually, we gotta be more precise, because Angola won all the games up to now, so it's with 1 foot in the next division. Suriname is also doing great with 10 points, and at 8 points there are 3 teams: Palestine, Puerto Rico, and Netherlands Antilles. Actually, Netherlands Antilles won the last 2 or 3 games, so
Yes.
they are really back, and now they are fighting. So we will see Netherlands Antilles fighting tomorrow for to advance the next division.
Yeah, they still got a good chance. They still have to play against Suriname, but on the other hand, they've got a good chance against the other team. So, yeah, they got a good shot to qualify for as the 3rd place, because Suriname and Angola are still the clear favorites to qualify with 12 points and 10 points respectively. So,
Yes, sure.
yeah. All right.
Alright, so I want to get a bit of hype. So, guys, we don't give you any news, any update about Pool E, but we are going to go a break, and then when we are back, we give you all the news about the last pool of the day, and we will have 3 exciting rounds. Don't forget that Pool E had an exciting match, so don't go to check the results. We are going to be back in 5 minutes and tell everyone. So, see you soon.
Yeah, don't go anywhere.
Hello, we are back. I'm the Women FM, Alice Santeramo, and here I'm here with the Grandmaster Roland Pruijssers, and we are extremely ready for the last 2 rounds of the game. This time we are talking always about Division 4, but about Pool E. In fact, as you can see next to the board, there is the final standing of Pool D after 6th round. And now, what are we going to do?
Yeah, I guess we're moving on to Pool E, the last pool of the day. They already played pool round 4 and are now going to start with round 5. So yeah, what are the current standings in Pool E, Alessia? Do we have an update on that?
Yes, before the standings, I guess would be interesting to understand what happened in the last round. I guess we had a very exciting, some exciting match there. So let's see the immediately the results of the round, because we could not, we could not comment on it because it was going at the same time of the match. The Pool D, the last round of Pool D.
Yeah, round 6 of Pool D. One big match that was played in round 4 is actually Nicaragua versus Trinidad and Tobago. Those two were on top of the standings, and as you guys can see, Nicaragua won that match with 5.5. So they did extremely well there. No problem yet for Trinidad and Tobago. They are definitely still in the race, as we are going to show you, of course, in the current standings.
Yes, so and here we are. Yes, as Roland said, Nicaragua won, and so now is at the second place, sharing the second place with Jamaica with 7 points. 7 points out of 8. Instead, Trinidad and Tobago is immediately after with 6 points because they lost the direct match against Nicaragua, and leading there up to the standings with 8 out of 8. Honduras is leading currently the Pool E. So I guess the next question is, what is the round 5?
Yeah, let's take a look at the current at the pairings for round 5. Yeah, one match that springs out to me. So let me also check what it is actually the match between Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago. Those two teams are in the top of the standings, placed 3 and 4, and those two still have a good shot to qualify for the next round. Nicaragua has to play against Guyana, and Nicaragua is the big favorite there, going strong on second place. And Honduras is playing against Aruba, also an interesting match, but Aruba is pretty low on the standings, so my choice would be to focus on Trinidad versus Jamaica.
Yes, I agree, because they are fighting for the third place, so might be very, very interesting. So yes, let's do this.
All right. Yeah, and while we're at it, we also have a question in the chat, like, is every person playing an adult, or are there any juniors? That's actually a really nice pass for me to answer that, because board 5 and 6 indeed are the juniors, and the first 2 boards are open boards, and the board 3 and 4 are women boards, and that's really what I like about this format. It's not just about the best players in the countries. It's simply a mix of everything of women. youth and the open section. So yeah, I really like that format, and we'll of course keep you updated on what board we are actually looking at in the matches. And it seems like the games have already started, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm. Yes, here we have the game have started, and here we have one of the board of this match. With the white pieces, we have the candidate master from Jamaica, Raquel Miller, against Zara Lafleur from Trinidad.
Yeah, I remember Rachel Miller or Raquel Miller. She has been the strongholder of Jamaica. She is actually the strongest board six player in the competition in this pool, and she is playing with white against Zara Lafleur, and she has a high rating. Rachel Miller has a rating of 2004, while her opponent has a rating of 1299. So it's almost an 800, well, not close to 800, but more like a 700 rating difference in favor of Rachel Miller with white pieces.
And what about yeah, I mean, this position looks like white is occupying the center, and yeah, what do you think about the position and the plan for white?
Yeah, white looks a bit better. While the center is for white. White needs to be very careful about counter breaks for black, so I would definitely keep an eye out for moves like d5 or c5. Knight h5 is also possible. Even if you get a pawn on f4, it doesn't do very much. I'm not too concerned about that plan. But yeah, it's a solid move. I guess white will just play g3 to stop knight f4.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
after that,
probably then bishop g2. So
maybe even, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, just try to consolidate, try to place your pieces on the best squares, and then at some point maybe break in center or try to create some space on the king side, perhaps. Yeah, looking a tiny bit better for white because of the space advantage and the pawns in the center.
Let me see. We have a results. Okay, but it's not concerned about the match. So let's just go back. I thought it was. Oh wait.
Yeah, Rachel Miller, by the way, I checked her score and she has 4 out of 4. She won. She's still on 100% score.
Wow, great. So let's see if she will go on like this or if she will ruin her rating. Okay, g3 was played, but let's move to another board. Here we are. Here we are with. Don't know which board there is it is, but we have a FIDE master Isaiah McIntosh against John Stephenson with the black pieces from Jamaica. And
Right.
which board is this?
This is the youth board, so that means board 5. Well, let me also continue with the ratings then. John Stevenson with the black pieces has a rating of 1343, and his opponent, Isaiah McIntosh, has a rating of 1902. So, yeah, big rating difference there in favor of the player from Trinidad and Tobago of about 550 rating points. So, and it seems like white is completely winning, actually. Is that true, though? Yeah, I think so. I think so. White is winning the d5 knight. The queen has to move at the moment. Queen c7. It looks like the best move. And then after queen takes d5, queen takes c2, king a1. Yeah, white is simply a piece up. There are no back rank mates for black. So
Let's hope.
yeah, looks winning for white. So black in huge trouble in this game.
Yeah, and it's a very early stage of the game. I want to see how this happened. Okay, up to now was everything normal?
Yeah, main line.
It's a tactic mistake.
Yep.
Yeah, here probably black missed that. So okay.
Yep.
Tactic are important.
Definitely. Yeah. Always study tactics, guys. It's very important. Right, this looks like an opening. Still, they
Yes.
haven't progressed that much. White, yeah, typical Benoni structure. Black wants to play e6 or b5 to try and open up the position. Yeah, still not much to say. I think white is at the moment a bit better, but black wants to push with e6 and b5 at some point. So the critical moment still has to come, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, so we will come back at this game in a short time, but let's first go back to another game, should be another women board. We have Shemia against Miss Rihanna Brown, and this is another Sicilian, where actually white, black is a pawn up, and has also bishop here. So I think actually black is doing well here.
Right, and then once again a rating update. This is board 3, the first board of the women. 1540 rating for the black player, Rihanna Brown of Jamaica, and 1494 rating for Shamila James from Trinidad and Tobago. So more or less the same. Yeah. What about this position? Yeah, black looks way better here. Yeah, I agree there. Yeah, just the pawn up, bishop pair, chances to grab the center with e5 and f5. What else? It's black to move even, so e5 looks like a good move.
Yes.
Bishop c5, rook e8, no problem. And if you don't do anything, then just f5
Yeah.
and start pushing.
Yes. No, I really like this position also because yeah, that's true. These my two pawns might be a bit weak, but it gives
Yeah.
also black the counterplay on the b8 file. So I really like here black position.
How are you going to counter a move like knight d2 though? I'm wondering about that. It looks very good for black, but knight d2 looks like a very concrete move. So I'm wondering how.
Queen h4.
I think if the queen h4 then g3, I think.
g3, and you mean if queen e4? Oh, queen e4 is hanging.
Yeah, knight c4. I think after knight d2, black should play f5 anyways. Yeah, with the idea that if you take on c4, that you can play f4 and f3 with opening up the king position, and it should be actually more or less made there. Yeah, f4, f3. Yeah, this looks absolutely winning there. Also, after bishop d2, bishop takes c4 was possible, but
yeah, okay.
Probably bishop c5, but then f3 once again. Yeah, this looks winning. Yeah, so black doing absolutely great. Yeah, absolutely great. Let's see if e5 is on the board. No, queen c7. So what will you do after knight d2 now? Knight d2 looks like the only testing move in this position.
Yes, but was not played. Yeah, probably.
That's the big question.
Yeah, maybe something related to. I don't know if bishop e5 is a good idea, but yeah, it's not really. Yeah, it's attacking the h2 pawn, but it's not doing that much. Maybe rook b8 could be an idea.
Yeah, rook b8 looks like a good move. Yeah, I agree with that one.
Okay, let's see what if white will play rook d2 now. Sorry, knight d2 now, attacking the c4 pawn. And but yeah, it's a bit of a pity. I think e4, as we discussed before, this idea e5 f5 looks really great for black.
Yeah, I think that black should play that at some point. Yeah, I don't see anything else. So
yeah, oh yeah.
Well, there you go. Let's play e5 with tempo. That would be great.
Sorry.
Bless you.
I'm allergic to not so good moves.
e5 looks great though. Yeah, but you mean knight d4, I guess. Yeah, knight
Yes, because it's
d4.
provoking
Yeah,
a5.
provoking e5, absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, board 3 looks good for the player from Jamaica. I think we should analyze another position.
Yes.
Do we maybe have board 1 or 2, maybe?
Yes, this should be board 1 or 2. We have with the white pieces a candidate master Duane Rowe from Jamaica against the FIDE master Ryan Harper with the black pieces.
Yeah, that's board 2. So once again, a rating update. So Ryan Harper of Trinidad and Tobago has a rating of 2198, and his opponent Duane Rowe of Jamaica has a rating of 2088. So it's a 100 rating difference in favor of Trinidad and Tobago player Ryan Harper with the black pieces.
Mm-hmm. And this opening was an open with e6, and the current position is very similar to a French structure.
Yeah.
So this means that the typical break for black are the move c5 and f6, and this bishop is not too great, but I think that actually black is doing good here because knight e7 and bishop b5 would be an idea. Also f6 immediately, that is the typical breakthrough in this position. And what is doing the pawn on g4?
Well, I think g4 pushed the knight away from f5, and that was exchanged on h4.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very common idea, actually. I've seen a game like that played by Anish Giri, who also pushed g4 and f4 quite quickly. Yeah, the problem in this position is I would rather not take on f6, actually, because, yeah, I think white has to, but usually you want to just put a pawn on f4, claim a slight space advantage, and then enjoy your life. But that's now not possible.
Now it's not possible because e5 would be hanging probably. No, f take e5, f take, and knight take e5.
Yeah, absolutely. So white has to take on f6, and after then probably bishop takes f6, I suppose. White has to protect d4, so probably bishop e3. And I still think white's a bit better, just more space. F4 is coming. Black does not have any active ideas for now.
Well, e5 at one point could be an idea.
Well, I'm gonna play f4 in the next move, so
yeah,
f5 will probably not be an idea anymore. So maybe knight e7 and bishop b5, like you mentioned, but that's also not possible because white has g5, trapping the bishop on f8. I'm guessing black somehow is okay, but on the other hand, maybe h5? Is that the way to go? Nah, not really, yeah.
Not really. By the way, both played bishop a3 here. So...
pawn sacrifice, that's interesting. Okay, so what happens if black takes the pawn on e5?
Good question. So I guess knight take. The idea is to prevent a castle. But this cost... this costed one pawn.
Yeah, and black can simply castle long after this. So I'm not too sure if bishop a3 was a good move. You can play bishop b2, by the way, maybe to try and capture the g7 pawn in this position.
Mm-hmm. With like bishop b2.
Yeah, exactly. Still
maybe bishop f6.
Bishop f6, yes, that's possible. I was hoping g5.
But knight f3.
Exactly, so maybe bishop d4, but then queen d6, I suppose. No, I don't like this pawn sacrifice. It should be better for black.
For black, so let's see.
A lot of compensation.
Yeah, let's see if white will take the pawn on e5. White is still thinking, but should probably grab that pawn. Grab that pawn and then push some baby.
Right.
Let's move to another board. Might be the second board here. We have the FIDE master Calvin Cupid. Is Cupid the god of love?
Yes, that's true, and this is his son, reborn on Earth, Kevin Cupid from Trinidad and Tobago. With the white pieces, his rating is 2162, and he's playing against Kuria, Malik Kuria from Jamaica with the black pieces, and he has a rating of 1886. So the player from Trinidad and Tobago is the clear favorite, at least on rating, with about 200, no, 180 rating points.
Mm-hmm. And it seems like okay, white is 2 point up in this end game. We saw crazy things happening in this kind of end game. So it seems that white is leading, but I have no words.
It's looking very dangerous for white. Yeah, I guess the king should. So one idea for. Um, Wait, rook d4 is one of the ideas here. You want to avoid a check like that if possible. So maybe just a move like rook e4. Looks normal.
Yeah, that's true. Rook e4 is basically, yeah, basically there are no checks anymore in the position.
And well, black can try to attack the g3 pawn then, for example, with rook d3. Yeah, it's still not that easy. Still not that easy.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like white should be clearly better, clearly winning, but it's not that easy.
Yeah, maybe queen f4 threatening the mate on f8
Yeah,
and
king 4 looks good. If h5, I guess queen king f5. Oh yeah, really, it's not that easy actually. I know. Okay, so after h5, maybe king g5.
and after rook takes g3,
King h6. Yep.
king h6.
Just I'm gonna mate. Just gonna mate here.
Amazing, cool, we like it.
Yeah.
Hype. So now the question is, okay, rook f1 is shot suggestion. Rook f1. What about queen e2? Check rook f3 and queen and rook
Yeah,
d4.
unfortunately, that is probably not one of the best moves there.
Should lose the rook.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, rook f1 is what you want. You want to try and mate on f8. But the big problem here for white is that black has all kinds of checks and could make use of some double attack somewhere. So what is it? White's job here is to try and control those checks and then push the e-pawn or just grab some mate somewhere. So that is why we try to play a move like rook e4.
Okay, and what about e3? e6?
Right now, rook d4.
And just king, I think just king somewhere.
Maybe king f3.
King f3, yes, king f3. Because king f5 there is the check on f2, but now there is no check, and the idea is queen f6, queen f7, and queen f8.
Well, you do have rook d3.
Uh-huh.
But I guess king e4.
Yeah.
Rook takes g3, I suppose. Queen f6. Yeah. Queen f7. Queen f8, rook g8, queen f6. Now you have queen h4.
Yeah, that's why.
Just first queen f6, and then e7.
Okay, that's the way to go.
Yeah,
okay.
That's the way to go. Nice, yeah.
Yes, so this can be, we found already some winnings way. So I think e6, I like e6 is maybe the easiest, maybe. Okay, or maybe also rook e4. Not sure.
I think white has more than one way to win. I like yours the best because it's so straightforward.
Yeah. But yeah, let's see. Yes. Oh. Okay, so let's stay here because this is going to be exciting. Rook d7, the idea is that the plan is rook g7 for sure. Yeah, and the table could turn dramatically again. Oh, I have actually an idea. What about e6, rook g7, queen takes g7, king take, and e7?
Then h5.
h5 and rook f and king f3.
Queen h1 check.
We have some checks. Okay, could be annoying if white is, yeah. Still,
Not
I
so
think could be good,
straightforward.
but it's not so straight. It's not clear.
Yeah, I think there should be an easier way. What about rook f4 here?
Yes, rook f4, threatening mate.
No, no, I'm not sure if that's good. Then h5 could be very bad for white. Oh no, it's with check. Yeah, rook f4. Let's go.
Rook f4, h5.
Queen takes h5 check.
Queen takes h5 check. Yeah.
Rook f4 looks winning.
So rook f4 looks winning.
Yeah, if queen e2, king h3, no checks. If rook g7, rook f8
Okay,
mate.
okay. 1 second. Let's draw everything. So h5. Queen take h5 is a check. So even if rook h7, actually we might have even something stronger if rook h7. But worst possibility, we change the rooks and we have a winning endgame. Rook with 3 extra pawn.
Yeah.
So no problem there. What about queen e2?
King h3.
King h3, and there are no checks. The f1 square is occupied by the rook, and the threat is always the same. So rook f8. Not even king rook d8 is possible because the d8 square is controlled is under the control of the queen.
Yep.
So yeah,
It's over.
It's over.
White is winning completely.
It's over. It's really over here.
Yep. If white plays rook f4, and let's see if white actually played that move. I'm very curious.
Rook f4 is on the board.
It's over. Okay. We can add that to the scores.
Maybe the rook endgames is the best chance actually.
Well, h5, queen takes h5. Yeah, it's easy. 3 pawns more for white, so yeah. 3 pawns more. Rook is active. Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, that's true. It's over. It's over. GG.
All right, so I guess we have spent a lot of time on this game.
Yes, you're right. So let's go to, okay, no, actually this is what a nice match. Congratulations to white, so the player Dmitry from Bermuda. But let's go back to some games.
Yep.
No results yet here. This should be the second board of the match. And yeah, where white was a clear piece up, and actually white is still doing amazing because it's still one piece up actually for 2 pawns now, but the position seems to be in control, so I think h4 can be an idea. Okay, is white to move also bishop c7 maybe?
Bishop c6 looks very good. Yeah.
Bishop c6.
Rook e c8, then knight d7, and the rook is trapped. So that is a nice tactical solution for this position.
Yes. So yeah, and bishop c6 is played, so actually white is doing brilliant now.
Yeah. If rook e7, then bishop d8. White's just gonna win more material here. Yeah, actually after rook e c8, white also has knight takes a6, by the way. Even better.
Yes, because we want to be precise. If we can grab one extra pawn, why not?
Yes, exactement.
So rook e c8 is on the board. Let's see the white move, and then we will move to another game because this seems quite clear.
Yeah, all right, so let's move on to the next
one. Okay, so let's go here to board female at the female board. Gabriella Johnson with the black pieces put the knight on f4.
Yeah, my first thought was that black was doing great. Yeah, the knight on f4 looks really nice. Materials equal. Yeah, I don't know why the computer says otherwise. I think black's doing okay. Maybe knight g2 simply. Yeah, try to exchange that knight because the knight is the only good piece here for black. Now that I look at it, the knight on f8 is completely misplaced. Yeah, you want to have the knight on d6, but now that the knight is not on d6, yeah, knight e2, like was played in the game. I actually would have preferred the other knight because now
Yeah, because also the bishop is.
uh, g5, I really don't like that move. The f5
Yeah,
square
knight
is,
f. I
is
like it.
really, really nice.
That's
Yeah,
the way to go.
white is now a lot better. Yeah, just to finish my story, I think that instead of g5, black did not have to play any move there because white was not threatening to take on f4. If white takes on f4, just bishop takes f4 and there's no problem for black. So that is why I preferred if white played knight g2, because now you're threatening to take on f4 3 times, winning a pawn. So yeah, and for example, if white plays knight takes e2, queen takes e2, then white is better because of the weak pawn on f7, the more space with the d5 pawn and the structure. And like I said, the knight on f8 is completely misplaced. It should be on a much more active square, for example, on d6, or on d4, or on b4, or on f4, or on h5, or on, yeah, basically any other move, other square than f8. So yeah, white is clearly better here.
All right. So so yes, let's see what happened because white here went with the wrong knight, but g5 knight f5 and I guess I mean after g5 was the right knight I would say.
Yeah, then it's the right knight indeed.
Yes. And bishop g7, knight g3, knight 8, g6, knight h5.
Wait, knight takes h5. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh, wasn't
Knight takes
nannied.
h5 wins piece, right? Or am I blind?
Oh yes, I mean we were blind because I mean the player were blind because was a piece hanging there. So b5 and okay now.
Yeah. Wait, knight takes f4? What white could have won a piece on g7?
Oh what?
What a crazy game this is. Okay, so they both had chances to win a piece.
Okay,
But
but probably white was a gentle lady in this case. Gentlewoman because she said, okay, you
a
didn't
real
take,
lady,
I won't take as well.
a fair lady.
Yes.
Yeah, so knight takes f4, g takes f4. Oh my god. E takes f4 would have looked so nice. My queen f2. All right. Now black is looking pretty okay actually.
But why didn't he take the pawn here?
Yeah, could. Well, queen takes c5 is an idea.
Uh-huh.
And queen g5. If you then take on c5.
Okay, there is time trouble, so I want to look at that.
Okay, let's go. Yeah. Okay.
11 seconds for black and 1 minute for white.
Yeah, so this is looking okay for black now, with ideas like bishop takes f5 and knight h4.
Yes.
Rook takes d3, a big threat, of course. Yeah, so now take, knight h4, and then followed by e4, perhaps. Yeah, bishop e4, then rook takes h3.
Yes.
If rook f2, then maybe knight takes f5, or f3, perhaps. I don't know, very double-edged position.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Black is currently a pawn down.
Yeah, but there is a lot of play for
yeah,
for black
white has a lot more time as well. 20 more seconds. Yeah, let's stick to this game. Rook f2.
Rook f2. Oh, maybe, yeah. Maybe 5.
But bishop takes f4.
Oh, yeah. Bishop take f4. Queen take f5.
And then move the bishop somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is looking good for white now. I think the black is over pushing.
And what was a good idea here for black?
Knight takes f5, for example. Try to
Uh-huh.
play knight e3 next move.
Okay, let's go with the game because
Yeah.
here
So
we go.
bishop c2, bishop e2 looks normal. Yeah, it's okay. Queen g6. Let's see. What is this? E3, queen takes g2 next move. Black is winning material here.
Yeah, because if
Wow,
bishop take e3, oh, this is
that's a full rook.
yeah. And
That's a
now
full rook.
I think black is winning.
Whoa.
Oh, the queen is hanging, and this time
Ay, ay,
black took the
ay.
queen.
Yeah, 5 seconds increment might seem like a lot, but you can still give
Blunder a
queens,
lot.
give rooks. It's not enough time.
Yes.
All right.
So GG to Gabriella and it managed to win this crazy game. Let's move to another game.
What a
Okay.
crazy game indeed.
Yeah, actually, yeah, black is doing magnificent here because yeah, we'll just promote the pawn. So that's it.
Yeah, looking, this is winning for black, obviously. Yeah, yeah. No real way for white to deal with rook b1 and mate promotion. Yeah.
Yep.
It's over. It's over.
It's over. It's over. So will be a nice victory for Jamaica.
Yeah.
And here.
Intense match.
Okay, here the pawn on h3 and probably g4 will fall.
Well, bishop takes h3, then white does have king f3, trapping the bishop.
Uh-huh.
Or, yeah, king f2 with bishop takes h3, then king g3 traps the bishop. So
that's
bishop
why bishop
d5,
d5, king c5,
yeah.
and bishop c4.
And it should be winning for black.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the safe way, not risking anything.
Yeah, it's such an intense match. Everywhere we look, it's either team is winning a point. So, yeah, I'm very curious to see the standings after this.
Yeah.
Between Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay, let's go to another board. Oh no, this is Lebanon against Russia, so I think it's not in.
Oh yeah, that should not be the.
So this is the last game of the match. That actually I think will be, yes, black just played king c5, bishop c4, so it's going to be completely winning.
Yep, I cannot agree more. Cannot agree more.
Just collecting pawn.
Yeah, very exciting stuff. Will he move the pawn, the b pawn? Will that happen? Not yet. First king takes a6. Now moving the pawn. b4. Yeah, black is way faster than white. And yeah, it should be winning. There are no stalemate ideas, no wrong bishops, no stalemate tricks, no crazy rooks this time. So yeah.
It is winning, and I want to move to this game because it looks a bit more exciting. Oh, but actually no. It's not at all part of the match because this flag is the flag of Lithuania, and yeah, Lithuania is not inside the game, so
This
but okay.
And this pool.
So this was the last game, and black won here by vexation. White resigned, and yes, here we are. This was the last game, so soon we are going to see the results updated. We already know that Bermuda won. Very curious to see what happened at the match Trinidad and against Jamaica, because yeah, we followed the match, but we don't have a clear idea what happened, because yeah, there were a lot of okay, maybe there are actually other games. Let me check. Oh yes, here we have. Okay, and this is a game net huge time trouble of the match Aruba against Honduras. But yeah.
Yeah, Honduras is the current leader. So yeah, that match was also very curious to follow. It seems like Honduras is going strong. So far, 2.5 advantage for Honduras. So yeah, looking good for Honduras.
Yes, and here we have the last game actually, the real last game this time, and is the match is Sao Tome Sierra Leone, and white is as a queen for two rooks, but is doing particularly well because the pawn on the queen side are quite weak. So
Yeah, it's I guess white is okay. Queen takes b7 is the next move, like you said. So yeah, what is black going to do against this? I'm thinking maybe black's plan is to play rook f4, rook d3, and to try and create some counterplay like that. But after rook f4, queen takes b7.
maybe even
The
king
bishop
d3.
on king e3 also looks good
Yeah, I
actually.
mean, he's not attacking the rook because there is the bishop on f8, but still he's preventing rook. Yeah, I think knight f6. Ah, no.
Right now, just queen takes b7 is good. Rook takes e4, then g takes f5.
Yeah.
So yeah, and if rook f4,
There
then
is a
queen
bishop here.
d8. Yeah, looking, or well, actually, king e3 is now very good.
Yeah, that's true. King e3 looks strong, and basically there are too many pieces hanging. Might be that rook e8 is still working. Yes,
Yeah,
rook
rook
e8.
f8 or rook e8 only moves, and then just collect the queenside pawns. Queen takes c6, queen takes a6. Black doesn't really have any active ideas, it seems. The knight on e4 is a beast. It's controlling everything. No rook d2 ideas. No, yeah, what else? No rook e2 ideas. So yeah, it's blocking everything for black. So this looks like a winning position for white, but yeah, they still have quite some time. 2.5 minutes for black, 3 minutes for white. So it's looking, yeah, like this could still be quite a game. Maybe knight d6 is a very practical move right now to
Yeah.
defend the f3 pawn with the queen.
Yes.
Yeah, looks quite
And
good.
then just try to use the pawn and advance them, and should be completely. Also, knight would be actually better to block the attack with the knight.
Yeah, but now rook takes b4. Rook takes b4, rook takes b2, and it's suddenly not so easy anymore for white. I still think the white's better, but after rook takes b4, things are becoming a lot more dangerous. But rook takes f3 is over, queen takes f3, and white's 2 pawns up.
And also the king is stronger in the endgame, so this
Yeah.
makes everything much easier.
Yeah, just put the king in the center, king e4, king d5, knight d3 perhaps, knight e4. Yeah, or just play c6 and try to push the pawn to c7. It's yeah, it's just much better for white. White's winning. So that would mean, let's see.
Yes, this would mean that white is winning. Yes, okay. Yes. The
Okay.
match is Sierra Leone
Yeah.
Sao Tome is 2-0 at the moment. Here white should win, so the player from Sierra Leone. So it means that Sierra Leone is probably will win this match.
Yeah, and Sierra Leone got 2 forfeited games. Board 5 and board 6 were forfeited by Sao Tome and Principe. So yeah, Sierra Leone had a 2-0 start at the beginning of this match. So yeah.
Yes, good. So we are very, very, very near to the end of this round 5. Let's start to have a look at the next round, because this should be just an easy execution of this end game. So let's see what we are going to see. And I see already that some match could be exciting. We have Bahamas against Sierra Leone and Aruba against Sao Tome and Nicaragua against Honduras, guys. They are number 1 and number 2 in this pool, so the third match is going to happen. So don't miss it. It's going to happen in less than 10 minutes. It's going to start, and we are for sure going to follow this match. But also, we have also Jamaica against Guyana. They are also both fighting for the qualification, and Bermuda against Trinidad.
All right. Yeah, I totally agree. I'm very excited for that match, Nicaragua versus Honduras, number 1 and 2 at the current standings. And it seems that they are still going to be number 1 and 2 in the current standings. So yeah, very excited for that. Yeah, we'll update you, of course, with the results. There's still one game going on, as you guys can see. We're waiting for that to finish. It seems like White is doing a great job, just keeping the pawns alive. Push b5 perhaps, and push those pawns. And it should be over. But yeah, I'm very, very excited about Nicaragua versus Honduras. That will be a lot of fun to watch.
Actually, their flag looks really like the same. There is just in the center, I think there is just 1 star for Nicaragua and 5. Not sure if they are stars, but there are 5 stars, let's say, should be for Honduras, but not sure if they are stars.
And well, the color of blue is also kind of different. The Honduras blue is like light blue, while the Nicaragua flag is more like dark marine blue. So yeah, that's the difference. But of course, it's very hard to see right now.
Yeah, but if you see this round 6, the color of the flags are so matching each other. We have Bermuda, Trinidad, red, Guyana, Jamaica, green, and then blue, and then the Bahamas, Sierra Leone, Aruba, Sao Tome, not perfect, but yeah, kind of it.
Matching colors, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's funny. Do you ever get confused by the countries Germany and Belgium?
No.
No, you don't?
No. Because because I know that Belgium is yellow inside, and somehow I saw so many times those countries, so I didn't have the problem.
I very often get confused between Poland, I believe, and Indonesia.
Haha.
Yeah, those have both white and red in their flags.
Yeah.
There's a small difference. I'm not exactly sure what that is. Maybe there's some star in their flags. I'm not exactly sure.
Not sure.
Yeah, that's always what I am. Maybe their flags are actually the same. No. Indonesia has red above white, and Poland has white above red. So.
They say also Monaco flag can be quite.
Yeah. Yeah, this is kind of funny. Yeah. And the color of red is also slightly different, but yeah, Monaco as well.
Wow, Monaco and Poland is so tricky. It's just the opposite. It's really so tricky. It's two line white and red for Poland and red and white for Monaco. So it's extremely similar.
Yeah, true. And if you then mix in the flag of Malta, which also has white and red, but with a cross on the left side, it is, yeah, it's so confusing sometimes.
Yeah, but I understand there is a limited space and mostly the color are there, so it's not so easy.
If you look at the flags separately, then you also will see that the colors of red are slightly different. I think the Monaco flag has a more like darker red than what is it? The Poland flag. Yeah. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, we're waiting for this game to finish, everybody, and after that we'll update everyone with the standings and with the results.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, we would be all over this game, but this game has been over for Okay, let's try bishop b8. Come on, do it. Yes. g8 rook. Pre-move. No, okay. No. I like that he tried bishop b8, by the way.
Yeah,
It's the
because
last
a last trick, last hope, but now it's time to resign. Let's do it all in alone. Okay, so
finally.
also the last game is finished. The white won, so congratulations to Thomas from Sierra Leone. And now we are going to check the results and the standings after round 5. Let's see if we have already all the results. Yes, Bermuda against Bahamas won 5-1. Trinidad won against Jamaica 4-2. Nicaragua won against Guyana 4-2, and Honduras won against Aruba 5-2. Last but not least is exactly this match. So the last game actually was extremely important because 3-3 against Sierra Leone and Sao Tome. So it was extremely important. White had to win this game, and he managed to do that. So it was a draw.
Yeah, exactly. Once again, the big match today was in this round was Trinidad and Tobago, who won their match with 4-2 against Jamaica, and thus solidifying their position in the top standings more. So yeah, and while we're at it, actually the standings are out as well.
Yes.
So here you go, Pool E, all the way on the right, Honduras, Nicaragua, and Trinidad and Tobago, still going strong, winning their matches in round 5. And yes, we are up for a great match in the next round, Honduras versus Nicaragua. Once again, I'm very excited to see that match.
Yes, me too, me as well. So we are going to have a short break and then we will be back. Guys, it's the big match, so the final countdown. The big match of the evening is going to start, will be also the last round. So take your last popcorn, find all your food at home, and yeah, we will see in a while for this big match important for the winner of the Pool E. here we are back, and this is going to be the last round, guys. We are in Division 4 Pool E. Pool E. This is the second day, and it means that we are covering the round 4, 5, and 6 of all the pool. And we are at the final round. The game are starting very soon. Probably they are already starting, so this might be already a game. But for sure, let's put the current round, and there is a big match to go. What are your impressions, Roland?
Yeah, I'm so excited. Honduras versus Nicaragua. I don't know how this will go. In my book, I think Nicaragua was the favorite if you take a look at the average ratings that the team has. But Honduras is performing so well. They've won every match so far. So yeah, that's why I'm very curious to see what will happen in this match. Yeah, but of course, we are also going to take a look at the other matches and what the results will be there. But the focus will be mostly on this exciting number 1 and number 2 match in the standings.
Yes, definitely. The games are coming. We still don't have all the games. They are slowly starting. So yes, a good moment to remind everyone what we are doing. We are at the FIDE Olympiad 2020, and here you see the top division. But actually, let's talk shortly about the format. Over 163 teams and over 1,500 players. So this means that there are really a lot of players inside. Big numbers for this online Olympiad. Is this an open tournament? Not. Mostly the Olympiad was always an open tournament, but this time not. The online Olympiad is much more complex, I would say, but also will be much more exciting. The teams are split into 5 divisions according to strength and further divided into pools within those divisions based on time zone and strength. The very nice features is that those teams are universal. In fact, each team features 2 open boards, 2 women's board, 1 junior male board, and 1 junior female board. What are the teams doing inside each pool? They are playing a single round robin, and just the top 3 teams from each pool will advance to the next division. Actually, there was an exception for base division, but okay, now let's forget the base division because we are Division 4 Pool E. These are all the standings of the pool, and as you can see, Honduras and Nicaragua are leading in this pool. So it means that the big match is now. Alright, let's see if we have the game now. And I guess we have them.
All right. Let's see if we can find the match.
Or maybe not.
Yeah, long story, everybody. We know. But yeah, if you keep watching, then all this will become much more clear. Yeah, so basically what you need to remember is that in Division 4, the top 3 teams will move on to the next division. We are now in Division 4, so they will move on to Division 3. And in Division 3, basically the same is happening here. Also, their 3 teams will move on to the next division until we reach the top division. And that will be the last weekend of this, of the Stage 1 Olympiad. And then in Stage 2, we will see who will win the prizes. So yeah, long story. Hopefully you got it. We will keep reminding you of this also tomorrow, of course, and also in the other weekends that we still have going on, of course.
Yes, and Jordan, guess what? The games, we have some game. Here we are on the first board, Field Master William Alfaro against the International Master Ricardo Urbina. D4 is on the board.
Yes, D4, amazing move. I mean, it's doing so much in the position so far. It covers C5, it covers E5. The bishop can go out on C1. Yeah, it's supported by the queen, of course, the best piece in the game. Let's go.
Um, yeah, so I guess that let's give an update about the rating of the player, the official rating, because
Yeah.
yeah, we're going to remind everyone one more time that the rating that you see here is the rating of chess.com.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let me give you an update then on the ratings here. Um, let's see who we have. Yeah, we are on board one, of course, and the ratings are as follows. Mr. Ricardo Urbina with the black pieces has a rating of 2223, while the opponent, Nicaragua with the white pieces, William Alfaro, has a rating of 2165. So I would say these players are quite matched. There's a rating difference of about 60 in favor of the player from Honduras with the black pieces.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so let's switch to the second board. Like this we see maybe a bit more. Yes, yeah, we are ready to move 7. So, and this was b3, e5, bishop b2. This was the Ninthwin Larsen attack. Yes, with, yes, exactly as, oh, queen h5, provoking x6 and queen h4.
I don't know queen h5. It looks very annoying though, because you want to play knight g7, but that's not possible because of queen takes f6 right now.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you going to deal with this as black?
King f7.
I guess just move the bishop somewhere, just bishop e6, or yeah, and then queen d7. Perhaps that looks normal. I don't know. It looks like a quite annoying opening for black. Yeah, I don't know much about this opening, unfortunately, but it's looking extremely annoying to play from the black side here.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Any update about the rating? Here we have with the white pieces Alejandro Jose, and with the black pieces National Master Marcos Ortiz.
Yeah, so white has a rating of 2130, and his opponent from Nicaragua, Marcos Ortiz, has a rating of 2221. So it's about a 19 rating difference in favor of the player from Nicaragua with the black pieces.
Okay, so this time is Nicaragua with rating advantage. All right, so let's go to an. We are still in the opening, guys. So it's still not so exciting. So we will switch fastly between every game. But like this, we have also a way to a possibility to comment over the opening. This was a King's Gambit.
This opening, yeah, the King's Gambit, yeah, very famous, of course. Yeah, so e takes f4, normal, knight f3, normal, bishop e7, not so normal. Usually a check on h4 is is actually helping white most of the time. So to play bishop h4 in this position, I'm not too sure if that's a good idea.
Yes, honestly, I played the King's Gambit and I was very on my own, and I was very happy to play against this line because the king on f1 actually, as we can see, it's okay there, and white will take the center with d4, and yeah, I like here the position for white.
Yeah, and combining that with d5 is even more funny because usually you want to play d5 and after bishop takes d5 to play knight f6. But if you do, then now there's a knight on h4 hanging, so I'm not too sure if that is such a great idea for black. So knight takes h4 on the board, he takes d5, and now queen e2 check. Yeah, I think black is going to have the same problem as white. Yeah, they both cannot castle most likely after this.
Yeah, king f8, but the difference is that, well, the pawn is it's the same number of pawns, but maybe the difference can be this knight, no?
Yeah, it's probably b3. I was also thinking about that. It's actually a very double-edged position. I'm actually thinking that the pawn on f4 is weaker than the pawn on b5. I think that is the difference. because the pawn on f4, there are clear ways to attack that with queen e4, d3, d4, while the pawn on d5, it's not so clear how black is going to attack that pawn. So I think that is more or less why white is a bit better. What do you think about the move b3, Alessia?
Oh, I like the move b3. Wants to play bishop b2. White could play also c4 in order to protect the pawn on d5. And I definitely agree with you that the f4 pawn looks weaker than the d5 pawn. And one other features of this position is that the bishop on b2 is also preventing the move g5 that would protect directly the pawn on f4. So I like actually this way.
Mm-hmm. And we are forgetting something. What about a mate in 2 idea for white?
Mate in 2 idea for white. Oh, bishop a3. Attention,
Yes.
please. Oh yeah, that's true. With
White
idea
needs
king
to be,
d8, queen e8. So
white needs to be very careful here. Yeah,
Oh.
why would you play from the black side? Which move would you play?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would have tried to develop the pieces, but like bishop g5 loses on the spot.
Yeah, bishop a3 with mate in 2.
Yeah,
I guess a move like bishop d7
let's show
or
it because mate are always nice. Mate on the board in 12 move would be hilarious. Oh no!
wait, did he do it? It's on the board. Oh no 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 no. That is why playing for tricks usually works. Yeah,
I
it's always
can't
worth
believe
to play
that.
for tricks. Oh my god. And it's over. A win for the player from what board are we looking at again? Esther versus Cruz. Let's take a look. That
This is
actually
so
board
hot.
3. Board 3. And yeah, white will win that game. And yeah, so Maria Esther Granados Diaz wins against Bitia Cruz. So Nicaragua is 1-0. Unless there will be a mouse slip, for example, if white plays queen e6 on the next move. Yeah. It would be disastrous, of course.
I think it's not going to happen actually. I hope that actually black doesn't resign if we want to see the mate on the board, but it's not clear. Might be that just white black will resign here. Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, this is impressive.
It's yeah, playing for tricks. So yeah, b3. I'm not sure if that's positionally the best move, but yeah, it works, and when it works, you're always happy, of course. Yeah. All right.
For sure. Okay, let's
let's
move
move
to
on.
another board. This we know how it will end. So, but incredible! I could not believe that that was really on the board. I did to update the position like 3 times because I could not believe. All
Yes.
right.
Let's see. So Caroline versus Michelle right now. That is the board 4. Yeah, the second board of the women. Well, let me also then give an update on the rating. So Michelle Rufinov with the black pieces has a rating of 1855, and her opponent Leslie Carolyn Torres Hernandez has a rating of 1884. So it's about evenly matched for both players.
Yeah.
On rating at least.
Uh-huh. All right. So what about the position? It was a Sicilian, a close Sicilian with G3, and this position is now, I think black is doing good.
I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it is. Yeah, there is not such a big center. Okay, queen f3. Don't know if black should change the queen here. Because the king to f3, I'm not sure if it's weak or if it's strong, preparing for the endgame. But to me seems like, yeah, pretty equal position.
Yeah, I played a position like this before, not from the d3 Sicilian or the closed Sicilian, but Yeah, usually what you want to do is like play something like knight d5, bishop f6 to get control over the dark squares. And yeah, often, so I think I would play knight d5, I think, if I wanted to play for a win, because queen takes f3 is also a good move, but yeah, I don't know, just knight d5 now, and after a move like knight c3, you have ideas with knight b4, which is kind of annoying. So I think, yeah, black also has slightly more space with the pawn on c5, controlling the queen side more or less. So it should be slightly better for black, I believe.
Yes, let's see what black is doing. Queen take f3, king take f3, and b5.
Yeah, not a bad move, gaining some space. What would you do after knight c3, Alessia? How would you play it? How would you protect the b5 pawn?
Yeah, I mean, a6 seems very natural at this point. But also, also b4 is tempting because followed by knight d5, bishop f6 could be nice.
Yep, I agree. b4 is pretty tempting. One drawback might be that after knight a4,
Yeah, this point is also weak.
well, not knight e4, but knight a4. Knight e4 is also interesting, by the way, but I was a bit more skeptical about that because let's put it on the board. Yeah, knight a4 I like because then you have knight b2 and knight c4.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Instead,
after knight e4, I thought maybe knight d5 with threats of f5 to try and trap the knight. So yeah, I was a bit more skeptical about that, but I think it's still okay for
yeah.
white somehow. But yeah, b4, I think it's a bit of a pity that the c4 square is available for the knight now.
Yeah.
So I would probably play a move like rook b8 or a6 instead, just to keep the tension for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see now what was played. Knight c3, a6 actually, which I also like is a bit flexible, a bit more flexible. Maybe black can also play c4 in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
keeps open all the possibilities.
if white plays a4, then b4 is a lot more attractive because then white does not have the option to play knight a4 after that.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, but I guess we agree. Black is slightly better here.
Yes, black as yeah, as is a bit more comfortable to play with black because black can choose different options. Instead, mostly white has to reply with one best move, and this means that mostly, yeah, the position for black is more comfortable.
Yep, I agree. All right. Let's move on to the next game then, perhaps.
Yes, let's just show everyone the results here. Just yeah, black resigned after this move. A very nice trick. Congratulations. And let's move to the next game. Might be the first or second word of the match. Maybe the second word. Jose now Espinosa maybe is playing with the white pieces against Marlon Miller, a FIDE master from this flag is so hard under us because they look exactly the same.
Yeah. Yeah, so rating update as well. This is the youth board, board 5 of the match.
Ooh.
And Marlon Miller with the black pieces has a rating of 2092. Very strong on board 5. I think he has the highest rating of all the board 5s in this pool. Yes, he does. And he's playing against, I think, the number 2 highest rating of this. No, not the number 2, number 3. Yeah, the number 3 highest rating of the 5th board, which is 1874 for the white player of Nicaragua. So the rating difference is about 200 rating points for Honduras with the black player.
Yeah, and here we have King's Indian attack. I remember yesterday, I think we saw the same opening where black played very slow with b6, bishop b6, bishop g7, bishop b7, queen c7, very slow. Instead here we see a completely different approach. black is just pushing all the pawn and trying to to use the fact that he has potential attacking chances on the queen side. So I like the black approach. From my playing style, I'm very direct. I push pawns and I try to be always active. So I like this. Uh, this setup for black. What could be a breakthrough in this position? How could black go on?
Yeah, the move that's played on the board, d takes e4. I'm not a big fan of that. Usually you want to keep the tension if white cannot really take on d5, and closing the position with e5 is also not really an option anymore. So why take on e4? Okay, black's idea was knight d4, and now after knight takes d4, I think it worked out for black. It's the pawn structure has changed in black's favor. The pawn is now on d4, and the c2 pawn will be a big target in the upcoming moves. But I think that in the previous move, white had a chance not to take on d4, and instead could, for example, play the move like queen d1 instead. And I think then it's kind of harmless that the knight is on d4, c3 will be played next, and the position should be about equal. So yeah, I did not like d takes e4, but yeah, it worked out. Usually just play b4, maybe bishop a6, c4, try to push on the queen side, and black should be pretty much okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, that's true. I agree. Looked like a good plan, but here also this worked out. Due to this mistake, white took immediately on d4. Yeah. Yes, and now there will be always this target on c2, so black is doing better here. Yeah. Instead, white doesn't have too many attacking chance on the king side, no?
Yeah, you could play knight g4, but I think just a move like e5 would be okay. Yeah, I think white really needs to play active here. If white cannot play active, then he's going to get overrun over the c file, like you mentioned. So yeah, knight g4, only move. And how would you deal with knight g4, Alessia?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that actually the check here is a big deal, because just king h7. So as you mentioned, right, e5 seems good, because I don't want white to play e5.
Yeah, I agree there. Yeah. So after e5, I don't see any entrance points for white. If bishop g5, then f6, no problem. And yeah, what else? f4 maybe instead of bishop g5?
Yes, looks a bit risky, but might be the way to go here. Because yeah, as you mentioned, white cannot just stay passive, because if not, black will really organize all these pieces. c2 would be a target and would be clearly better for black.
Yep, I find this f4 move quite testing, though. I'm not 100% sure how I would deal with that from the black side. Maybe just play knight c6, but then white could play f5, so that is not 100% clear. f4, maybe just f6. Nah, not f6. No. Yeah, it's not that easy of a position. After f4, probably just e takes f4 actually. But then bishop takes f4, rook b6. Nah, this f4 moves is giving me the tingles. I think it's gonna be pretty hard for black to deal with that. I'm hoping that position gets on the board, and then we'll see how black could deal with that. Yeah, I'm pretty curious.
And we got it, and we have already some moves. Bishop takes g4, queen takes g4, and queen c8. It looks smart because the queen is attacking c2 and the queen. So
I was considering that as well, but what after queen e2? Yeah, black is more or less everything under control. It's still like doubling on the c file, winning the c2 pawn. Yeah, but still, white has potential with f5 and bishop g5 perhaps, and yeah.
Yes, what about queen c4?
Yeah. After b3, I guess you're just gonna go queen c3?
Or maybe for the endgame and try to play against this pawn.
Yeah, could be good.
But I guess that I don't have really
Queen c5. Yeah.
And then rook here. Because I mean the attacking chance are very few, so oh wait, maybe there is even something tactical here because this bishop.
Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, that is very dangerous. Yeah, so b3 is a mistake actually.
Yes, so let's go
So
black
yeah,
here.
queen c4 looks very good. Yeah, so this is the way then to go. At least it looks very good. So maybe, what about f5? Is that an idea? Trying to
F5.
sacrifice a pawn, perhaps. So g takes f5, and then oh, yeah, e takes f5 looks normal. Queen takes f5. You have a nice bishop now on g2.
Yes.
Can you make use of that? Maybe queen h4? Knight g6. No.
Mm-hmm.
No. Well, you could move the queen to h1 and cross that off your bucket list then, but yeah, I guess no, I guess black is doing more than fine. I don't see any active ideas so far for
Yeah, because after knight g6, knight and queen h1, as you mentioned, I think that, I mean, black can just play normal, move the queen somewhere, and then even face maybe the move bishop e4 with f5.
yeah, perhaps.
Queen g4.
Yeah, prepare that perhaps with a move like knight e7 at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Also, queen takes g3, of course, is dangerous. So, nah, this is good for black. I think that white is struggling in this position. So well done. Bishop takes g4. Looks like that was the way to deal with the f4 move in this position. Nice.
Yeah, so good job for black. Let's go on to some other games. This should be the first board that we we saw just the first moves here. Yeah, I think at this point we stopped. So let's have a look at the current position because clearly it changed a lot. Black is a pawn up, 3 pawn on the king side, but 2 against 1 on the queen side. There might be some small maybe compensation because yeah, we see for example now white is threatening bishop take e6. So how can black deal with that? Because clearly if black has a way to deal with that, should be maybe knight f5. I'm not sure.
Knight f5 looks okay.
G4?
Knight, yeah, knight g7.
Knight g7, yeah.
Yeah, it looks a bit weird. I think just king g7 is the better idea. Just move out of the way and
yeah.
Yeah.
And then clearly the plan for black would be to play b5. Actually, it's quite fast black because the bishop on e8 is exactly supporting the pawn. So b5, a4, b5, sorry, b5, a5, a4, b4, and yeah, the pawn is fast. So
push
that's
those
why.
pawns, baby.
Yes, push them
So that's the side one. Yeah, so this is looking good for black. The rook f4 move is tricky. I think the black is fine after king g7, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Seems fine. Yeah.
So, rook g4 check. Guess king f6.
King f6. Knight g6 is not good because it loses the pawn. So king f6, and if check this time. Oh no, the knight on e4 is hanging.
Knight on e5 is hanging.
On e5, yeah.
Yeah, so white's a clear pawn up. No, the problems are solved. Yep. Look good.
Alright, so king g7 should solve all the problems, and
but yeah. Have that on the board.
So it means that black is better. You're the player from Honduras. That was also the player with more rating here.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess so, yeah.
No. It's actually the opposite. The Nicaraguan player. Oh no, the player from Nicaragua. Wait.
I think that first and second board, black was having more rating.
I'm confused. Alfaro.
Oh, draw here.
Yeah, you were right. The player from Honduras had a higher rating.
Okay, but we had the draw. Pity, because black didn't consider king f6. It went so fast. But king f6 looks good. Because, yeah, the king might be scary, the king looks dangerous there, but it's completely fine actually, as we saw, because there is
Yeah.
no check, the knight has to go somewhere else. And yeah, pity, because it was a nice position for
Yeah,
black.
Black surely had winning chances over there.
So
Right.
let's go to board 2. This time I think it's the player from Nicaragua that is the favorite according to the rating.
Yeah, with the black pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the black pieces. What
About the
about this
position,
position?
sorry.
I think we were saying the same thing. Yeah, what about the position? Black is a pawn up, but white has more activity, it seems. What about simply rook takes e7 and rook h6? Is that a good
Uh,
idea? Or rook h5, actually?
yeah, I like these ideas, and I think that actually white is a pawn down, but the king on b1 is much safer than the king on g8. That's
Mhm.
why, yeah, white can have really some active and strong ways. Let's see concrete. Rook take e7, queen take e7, and I like rook h5, I think. Yes,
Yeah,
because, yeah,
uh, the
because simply
pawn.
attacking the pawn.
Yeah, it cannot be defended. If h6, rook takes h6, and there's no way to defend that. By the way, I need to explain something. In the round 6 results, you see a 4-4 between the Bahamas and Sierra Leone. That's of course not possible. We only have 6 boards, but it's a 4-2 win for the Bahamas. So they have won their match against Sierra Leone, 4-2 for the Bahamas.
So thank you, Roland, for this update. And oh, Nicaragua and Honduras are already 1-1, so there might be other results that we didn't see. Probably other games. And yup. So okay, looks good for white. Let's see how it went. Yes, rook take, rook h5, and rook f1.
Okay, king
Okay.
8.
I think king. Okay, I'm a bit scared because king a2 could be that queen e1 could threat mate. No.
That's true, but white then can enter black's position with rook takes g5. So yeah, I think that white should. White is faster. White can start giving the checks, can start chasing the king away to a bad square. So I'm sure that white would be fine.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So, so yeah, white should doing. And what could be a way to play on for black? Maybe just rook take g5 and uh, yeah, maybe just to put the king on h8 and
Rook takes g5, king h8 is rook g8 mate, right?
okay. I wanted to say king h8 immediately.
Here, okay, then rook takes g5 and threatening mate on g8. So
So maybe
then
rook
maybe rook
f8.
f8. And what is that position? That's a good question. Queen d4 ideas. Queen d4 checks. I guess it should be okay for black, but I would definitely prefer white because the pawn structure on the queen side is in white's favor. Black has some weaknesses on c6 and c7 to take. Ooh, that's a nice move. That's a tricky move.
Oh, because rook take
Ooh,
g5. Yeah, that's true. Attention, please. Attention, please. Okay,
that's a
I hope
very
you heard
creative
me.
move. I love it. That's
Yeah.
such a
So
tricky move.
if rook take g5, guys, you see the bar going down because rook a1 is mate. So I think, I mean, I think that white, if he's thinking, is because probably so already, because if not, rook take g5 looks so tempting. So let's see what white is going to do. Maybe it's just c3
Yeah.
or
Well,
d4.
the problem with that is that black wants to play h6 if possible on the next move. So I'm thinking white needs to be a bit more fast. I'm thinking queen c8 actually.
Hmm.
Yeah, and if you play king f7, then we can take the pawn on c7.
Yes, but what about rook f8?
then queen e6 check and take the pawn on c6.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking about the pawn structures there, because if the pawn, for example, was on b6 instead of on c6, then black would have been absolutely fine. But with the pawn being on c6, it is much better for white still, I believe. Yeah, king h8 probably, then queen takes c6, winning the pawn. Yeah, I think white is doing really amazingly here. Black still has a lot of weak pawns. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Yeah.
So we have
So
another result here.
okay.
Let's mention it because this should be the women board, and black clearly won this pawn endgame because the pawn is just too fast. So, and this time this is in favor of Nicaragua. So good job. Let's go back to the endgame, by the way. It's so interesting here. So we want to stay here around and see what is going to happen. Maybe just queen takes c6 might be very good, no?
Yeah. Like I said, yeah. Queen takes c6. If the pawn was on b6, then the pawn would be absolutely safe. But the pawn structure on the queen side was not. That's firm for black, and now actually simply queen a8 and queen takes d5 would be good for white. I think this is more or less over. White is grabbing all the pawns here, so
Yeah, and
yeah.
the nice fact is, the fun fact is that after queen takes d5, again the rook f8, white can just go on with the same technique, grabbing basically every pawn on the queen side.
Yeah,
So,
so this is looking winning for white, and that would mean a victory for which country?
Nicaragua. No, sorry, Honduras this time.
For Honduras. Okay, so far the results that I see is a 2.5 half advantage for the Nicaragua team. All right, so they are looking very. Queen g6 is another tricky move, though. I like how black is playing, just eyeing the queen c2 move, just enjoying the blitz life. But queen e5 looks perfect. Queen e5 check, and if king g8 and rook takes g5 is possible.
Yes, but if queen f6,
Then queen takes g5. Wins
no,
another
sorry,
pawn.
if rook f6.
Oh, rook f6. Then rook takes. Ooh, okay. Let's see.
Yeah, it's tricky because still the pawn on c2 is
Ah,
not protected.
then king b2, because if you take the rook on h5, then you have queen takes f6 check.
Yeah, okay, this sounds good. Okay, but yeah, it's still tricky, that's true.
Yeah,
So
he's
black is
playing.
playing tricky, and now the players are going under 1 minute, and this could be, oh yeah, but white played, okay, this move are played. Rook f6 is on the board as well, and king b2 as well. So white is playing a brilliant game right now. Now knight rook take g5 can be an idea. Probably 6 will be on the board.
Oh, this is actually what we discussed, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. King b2, h6. Pretty good move. I think just rook h3 or rook h1. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's so annoying about positions like this is your king. The king on h8 is so much weaker than the king on b2 that white has a lot of annoying checks available for him. So yeah, I believe this is objectively over and also practically over. Yeah, it's dynamically over.
Yes, rook d3 I like a lot. The rook now is ready also to join the game, to give a lot of check to the king. Who cares about the g5 pawn if we can grab other pawn on the queen side? And okay, I mean, what about maybe changing everything is just very good.
Looks fine. I guess black wants to start pushing the h and g pawn to get some counterplay. If I were white, I would keep the rook on the board because of the king on g8. But okay, rook takes d6, everything exchanged.
You know,
I'm
it
a
seems
bit
really a
worried.
lot of pawns.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried though because of the h and g pawn, but I think white's just a lot faster after
Yeah,
a5 6.
because white has to push just one pawn, instead black has to push two. So it
Yeah.
means that it needs nearly double of the time.
Uh,
So
he will play g4 quickly, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. A7, Queen G7.
Ah,
Another trick.
so tricky,
I
but I
really
think
like
this,
I love how the black player is playing. Just total trick mode, you know?
yes, it
Only
would be
trick.
like me. I can say you. I play like, exactly like that, and Chad can confirm it.
Well, just Queen B7 first, and then A7 would win the game. So,
Yes, I know.
yeah, there you go.
Sadly.
All right. Yep, or Queen D3, like mentioned in the chat, also was a perfectly good move. Yeah, White has a lot of ways to win. Yep.
Yes. Okay, now just A7, and seems like
No way
okay.
to defend, just King A2, I believe, or C3 looks also should be good enough. King A2 I like the best, yeah.
Yes.
All right, I guess this result is more or less clear. So let's take a look at another time scramble if we have the chance.
Yes, here we have. Actually, this is interesting because, yeah, white is an exchange up, but there is a full compensation for it because 3 extra pawn for black. So I guess actually black is doing great here, and yeah, also practically it's so hard to play such positions. Okay, rook h3, rook d, eh3, attacking h7. Um, Not sure
Yeah,
how white can protect it. Okay, this was not really so active because anyway a3 is going to happen. a2 is gonna follow, and yeah, terrible position for white. Okay, just lost position. Just lost position.
exactly. I'm thinking, by the way, that we once again have a bug. There's the Aruba versus Sao Tome and Principe. That can, of course, not be a 3.5 result there.
Mm-hmm.
So just for now, because it's a bit annoying, maybe we should put the standings there instead. So let's see. Yeah, because I could give an update on that result actually. It is a, let me see what the result is. It's actually 1.5 half. That's not true. It's actually a victory for Aruba. 3.5, 2.5 for Aruba results. So yeah, there you go, so that you guys will not be confused anymore. All right. All right. So what is this? Yeah, this is winning for black.
Yes, this is winning for black. It's not um, too much anymore. Yeah, black can just push the pawn, b5, b4, b3, b2, b1 queen, and ciao.
And Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. But it's true. I mean, in mostly in endgames, the easiest way when you have a really good position, if you have pass pawn, just push it, go for it, and mostly is the fastest way to win. And then, but okay,
Just
now
push
also the
them
rook on
pawns.
d2.
Just push them pawns. We should have like a chess emote actually, where the pawn is getting pushed. You know, the green pawn of chess.com. Just an idea, folks.
Yes,
If
with
you're
an
listening.
end.
Okay, bishop takes d2, winning another rook. Okay, yeah, this is over. So
I agree. It's over, and yes, guys, it means that this was the last game of this intense match between Nicaragua and Honduras. But it also means that okay, but we have the spoils, so that's why I didn't want to have the standings.
I
Okay,
think
so
this is
good.
actually Nicaragua with the black pieces. And that means that it's actually Nicaragua who will win the match. Yeah, so Honduras is off their throne of the first place. Yeah, it's Nicaragua who's now leading this pool. So that was very exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, so chat didn't see clearly the standings because this is suspense. I want to create suspense, so you didn't see the standings. You didn't see it.
No.
Okay.
Darn it! Who will be the next leader of this pool? Will it be Nicaragua? Will it be Honduras?
And so now the question is, who won the match between Honduras and Nicaragua, guys? We are so looking forward to watch the final results of all the matches of today, and finally the standings of Pool E. Roland, was I convincing?
Not really.
All right.
Yeah,
Anyway, we are really
I
going.
even was telling it before, so but yeah. Well, we tried, we tried. The suspense is not there anymore. But hey, yeah, well, while we're at it, shall we just show the standings then? Or-
Okay, let's start with from the pairings. Like this, we see the results. Bahamas won 4-2 against Sierra Leone. Aruba, as you mentioned, 3.5 to 2.5 against Sao Tome. Nicaragua won against Honduras 4-2. Jamaica won against Guyana 5-1. Last but not least, Trinidad is back with a nice victory against Bermuda with 4-2. And so the standings of all the pool after the round 6 is here. As we can see in Pool E, Nicaragua took the league, beating Honduras and is doing great and is already 1 foot into next division. Actually, already Honduras and Trinidad are also doing very good.
Yeah, yeah, it seems to be a race between four teams. Only Nicaragua, Honduras, Trinidad and Tobago, and Jamaica seems to have a shot to move on to the next division only. Yeah, they are far away from the rest of the field.
Yes, so guys, here you see all the standings. Pool A, Pool B, Pool C, Pool D, Pool E. Don't forget that just the first 3 teams are going to advance to next division. I think is a good time to make you an appointment for tomorrow, 9 a.m. Central European Time. We are going to start with Pool A last 3 rounds, and we are going to discover which team will join all the teams of Division 3. Here you see all the flags, all the teams already seated in this division. But tomorrow there are 15 more teams that will join the party of Division 3. When is going to take place this party of Division 3?
Next weekend.
Yes, next weekend, 7th of August will start, and as always it will be a weekend here. Anyway guys, you see the schedule of the full event that will end up at August 30th, so a long way. So yeah, we
Yeah,
are at the end
well,
of the day. You want to share some thoughts, Roland?
yeah, no, just wanted to add to that because it's a month of chess fun. You will be having lovely commentators from chess.com, and of course also a lot of fun games to take a look at. I thought today was already very exciting. I'm absolutely 100% sure that tomorrow will be even better. And like you said, we will be back tomorrow in the morning. So yeah, consider this like a dental appointment. You're never going to be late for such an appointment. So yeah, set your alarms. We will be back tomorrow at 10 CEST Eastern Time. So yeah, stay tuned for tomorrow because we will have some exciting matches for you in tomorrow's rounds.
Yes, and we promise some very nice checkmate as bishop a3 in the King's Indian attack. So stay tuned. Uh, very nice chess is coming, and have a great evening, afternoon, morning, and see you tomorrow.
Yes, see you tomorrow, everybody.